ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Gray, and I'm just plain living.
Good morning. I'm living with you, John.
Glad you are.
Yeah.
Getting interested this morning, and I'm Jim Ford.
And you're living too.
I'm living too.
Living and breathing.
Yeah,
we're
absolutely.
the living and breathing trio up here, the Three Musketeers.
I hope there's somebody out there that wants a dog.
Oh yeah.
The cutest dog going to be on today.
Here in just a minute.
Yeah. Y'all had a good weekend?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Busy.
Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah.
Busy.
It's always
Busy.
busy, yeah.
It was busy. We had Tullahoma High School had the basketball homecoming on Friday night, and all the kings and queens were crowned and got flowers and pins. And
Are we going to show some of that?
we're going to show some of that. And the cutest thing,
What's that?
the cheerleaders had a little camp last week, and there was about 50 little knot-headed girls about that tall wearing
They do a
pink
cheer?
shirts, and they did some
sweet.
cheers, and they did one, I forget which one I picked to show today, but there's one that they did all about that bass,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and it was just cool, and it was a good atmosphere. And then Saturday night was the Chamber of Commerce banquet and celebration, where they give all of their awards and change the gavel from Jamie McNabb to Mike Norris as the new president. And so we'll have a little bit from that.
Good.
And then, of course, Sunday was Super Bowl Sunday.
That's right. I
What a
watched
game.
it. Y'all
Yeah.
be pleased. I know who won.
Do you know
I
who
do.
won?
I know
That
who
is
won.
absolutely phenomenal. Yeah.
I thought it was a phenomenal game.
It
It was
I found
a game that will be
yeah.
talked about forever.
Yeah, a lot of people had written New England off when they got down by 10, but they made a comeback.
They made a comeback.
Made a comeback.
I wrote them off when the Seahawks had the ball at the 1 foot line and 3 downs and a timeout,
And one of the
and the best runner in the world there,
Yeah,
the
that's
meanest
me.
man alive, and he don't even touch
They'll
it
be talking
anymore.
about that for years.
Oh.
They'll say, why didn't he run the ball?
Oh.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That-
Poor old Pete Carroll, you know, and he's taking it on himself. He's saying, well, that's the call that we would normally make in
Yeah.
the situation with the defense they had, and it's my responsibility. He didn't make that call.
You
He
think
could have
his-
stopped it.
You think his offensive coordinator made
Sure he
that?
did.
Yeah.
Sure he did.
but he took-
Someone
he took
had the
responsibility. Yeah,
statistics on, I guess it was ESPN yesterday, though, that particular play that they ran had been run 106 times or something like that throughout the season, that play to the
little quick slant with a scrape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was the first time it had ever been intercepted.
Well, that's
It was-
pretty
it was-
amazing.
I guess they felt like it was a pretty
They
safe.
felt like it was
a safe play.
Safe play.
You
Sure,
know.
they did.
And the way they were discussing it was that with the defense that the Patriots had in there, it wasn't really set up for a run, and they had 3 downs, and they were trying to, there was only 28 seconds left, but they didn't want to score too quick because,
Right.
we've seen that the other team can go downfield and score in 28 seconds.
right.
Yeah.
So they were trying to chew some clock, and this kid from West Alabama State, walk on, undrafted free agent, is in Disney World.
He
Right
made the
now.
play of his life.
Made the
didn't he?
play,
Isn't that great?
that will be
that's
talked
it.
about forever.
And that's got to be so disappointing when you're sitting there with victory 1 yard away, and you got that.
And beast mode is your running back.
Yeah, right.
But they also said that he had 5 times he had tried to score this year from the 1 yard line and had only scored once.
Yeah,
But they had 3 downs.
right.
You gonna hold him? You gonna keep him out of there 3 times?
You
Yeah.
wouldn't think so. You wouldn't think so.
But hey, it's done now.
And he's a big running back, Marshawn Lynch.
Yes, he is.
He's a big running back, but so are those defensive
Well,
linemen.
he's not as big as I thought he was. He's big, but he's only about 220, 225. But he's just mean.
Yeah.
He runs angry. He throws people down. He's just mean. And but it's done now, and Belichick and Brady have 4 Super Bowl
Oh,
rings,
yeah. But they can't celebrate yet because they can't dig out of the snow.
That's right.
and I'm just wondering, everybody's curious now after they won that game, what happens to Deflategate?
Oh, they'll get over
Do they
that.
just go ahead and let all the air out of those balls and put them in a drawer somewhere and forget it?
We hadn't heard about that in a few days. had
No,
I just feel
no.
like that was hype for the game. Get it in the news and everybody watch. Well, they were going to watch anyway, so what do I know?
Well, you know,
Who knows?
some people say this and some people say that. It'll be interesting how all that turns
we?
out.
Oh yeah.
But, you know, football's done.
That's it. It's over.
Yeah, college though, however, tomorrow is the signing day for recruits in college, so that's going to be interesting. Alabama looks like it's going to once again have the #1 signing class in the country. Tennessee, however, is in the top 5. So,
Yeah.
you know,
And it kind of tickles me how they're advertising that, because, you know, last year was the first year of the playoffs,
right.
and the tagline they used to promote that all during that whole thing was "Who's in?"
Mm-hmm.
And they're tagging signing day as the beginning of "Who's in,"
Yeah.
and they're using that tagline and that playoff, all about the playoffs, starting tomorrow
Yeah.
with the signing day. So that's a big
You know,
push.
and this is, I had no idea. Of course, college athletics are huge, obviously, and especially in the Southeastern Conference. But Tennessee has the biggest recruiting budget in the entire conference. They spend an
That's
average.
interesting.
They spend an average of $1.2 million a year just for recruiting.
Wow.
And apparently they sort of have to, because I think the second was maybe Alabama at about 900,000. But there's not a lot of star athletes in the state of Tennessee, so they got to recruit the whole country.
They have to go across the
Where if
nation,
you're
yeah.
if you're in Georgia, for instance, or Florida, there's a lot of recruits you can recruit in state, but Tennessee has to recruit.
travel.
They got to travel all across the country.
You know, with Johnny
so-
Majors, the time that he was on our show here, and we did that hour-long show with him, was one of the ones that started that. Out-of-state recruiting really pushed it, because he had been at big schools in the North
Right.
and coached and realized what it took to win a championship, and those players weren't right here.
Right.
And so he was smart enough to get some money and go hunt them down.
Exactly.
Now, Alabama, I doubt they've got to hunt very much. I would imagine that everybody's hunting them.
Yeah. I noticed that on the projected list of recruits, Alabama's got, I think, 6 5-star athletes. 5-star
Wow.
big is the best you can
Yeah.
be. They rate them by stars, but they've got like 6 5-stars on their team. Nobody else has got more than 2, I think. Tennessee's only got 1, and then Tennessee does have a lot of 4-star athletes. And it's hard, you know, this is their projection coming out of high school. Some of them won't work out.
Yeah.
And some of those 4-stars, or maybe a 3-star, will do better than one of the 5-stars. You never know.
Because they'll be a
Depends on
little
how
more
much they're
motivated
willing
or
to work.
something, yeah.
But Alabama, you're right. They don't have any 3-stars.
They
No.
just,
They
just
only
take
got 4 and 5 stars.
Cream
That's
of
it.
the
But the thing about it is, and I'll say this to all those kids out there who are players, you know, at the high school level now, the teaching of the sport, the physicality of it, and how they get these kids ready to play, there's not enough big schools for them all to go to.
Right.
Don't give up. Look at West Alabama, the West
University.
Alabama University kid who made the biggest play in the Super Bowl and will
There
go
you
down
go.
in history.
Yeah.
Look at my favorite story of the whole weekend was Julian Edelman. And he's number 11, and he's a slot receiver for the Patriots. And he was a kid whose daddy was a coach, and he was a good player when he was in we call it Mullins League here, you know, before you even. But when he went to high school, he was still 4'11",
Yeah.
and he told his daddy,
Hard to
went crying to
compete,
his
yeah.
daddy and going, "When am I going to grow? When am I ever going to grow?" And he said, "Don't worry, son. Just keep playing. Just keep trying. Just keep
Yeah.
pushing." And when the Patriots got rid of what was his name, famous fleeting folks, who went to the Broncos, slot receiver.
Yes, I can't remember.
Welker, Wes Welker.
Welker. Yeah.
Oh, well, how are they going to replace Wes Welker? Well, Belichick's a genius.
Yeah.
He goes and finds this kid, Julian Edelman, who's one of the hardest working, most determined individuals in the world, and he's better than Wes Welker.
Yeah.
He's an incredible player. He's an incredible teamsman. And all I'm saying is, if you don't go to some big school somewhere, and if you want to play, keep playing. They will find you.
Don't quit, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If
When you
are good enough to be there, they will find you.
You start looking at the pro rosters across the board, and so many of those players that are on these pro teams are not from the University of Alabama, University of Tennessee. They all have players there, but I'm just saying that you're exactly right. They'll find you no matter what.
I've always said, say like you got Richard Sherman out there playing for the Seahawks, and the other cornerback gets knocked out, and they go, oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And the coach is saying, man, I don't know who we're going to put in this slot. And Sherman says, well, I got an old boy that played with me in high school that's better than me.
So there you go.
What's he doing? Well, he's pulling motors at Joe's garage. You think he can play?
Go get him.
He's still in shape. Well, go get him, bring him up here, and let's see what he can do. They don't care whether you graduated from high school, what college you went to. If you can play the position and play the sport, guess what? You get a paycheck.
Yeah.
Because it's all business. It's not fancy.
A good one.
Oh, heavens, yes. Heavens, yes. What in the world are those guys getting paid?
Were you a football player?
Was I?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you wonderful?
I tried real hard. I tried real hard.
I know you did, because you always try.
I was pretty good, but I was like those guys. When I was in junior high, I was 5'8", and the biggest I ever got was 5'9", and all those other guys grew about a foot and a half.
Yeah.
And
How about you, Jimmy?
but at that time, and I can't remember his name, and I should, but Bear Bryant was coaching at Alabama, and there was a linebacker. I played middle linebacker, and I loved it. Loved to hit. And he weighed 155 pounds, and he was a middle linebacker for Alabama.
Wow.
And I thought, if he can do that, I can do that.
You can do it, sure.
But then I got my shoulder torn up, and it was over.
Well, Bear Bryant used to survive with speed.
Man.
Not necessarily big, because he played a lot.
And mean. You had to be mean to play for him. He was mean.
He had a lot of teams that the line might average 230 pounds or 240 pounds or something like that, which was big then. Today it's nothing.
No, it's a running back.
That's a running back today.
Like, how big are the biggest people?
350, 330, 350.
Tennessee's got a defensive lineman coming in this year. He's one of the best in the country. He weighs 354 pounds, and he's 6'3", I think, and the McKenzie kid.
Yeah.
And,
I'd hate to run into him, wouldn't you?
And he's a freshman.
Field?
He's 18 years old.
Good grief.
And he'll probably play next year and probably play well.
And some of those guys, in the pros, though, they're 6'5", 6'8", 320. Can you imagine having 5 of those lined up across from you, and you're going, what am I going to do? How am I going to
we were
deal with
talking
it?
one day about the Matthews guy that played in the pros.
Yeah.
He was a quarterback. He didn't look that big when he played, but he came in here a couple of times and was on our show. He's huge.
Yeah.
He was a quarterback.
Well, how about Tom Brady? What would you say he weighs?
Tom Brady?
Yeah.
He's probably 220, isn't he?
220, 230, and he's 6'4", 5".
Yeah.
So he's big.
So
when you watch them play, you don't realize how big they are, because they're all big.
Yeah. And then he might look small compared to
he just looks thin.
350.
But you go out on the field with them. I was down on the field with the Titans one time, and you're like this to the little ones.
Yeah.
You're looking up at the little ones, and they're massive. And we're massively out of time.
Oh, okay.
We got the X a long time ago, but we're having so much fun, folks. We hope you are, but we're through with this part. You hang around. We got a whole lot of good stuff coming to you right after this quick commercial break. Bow wow, the dog's on his way.
Are you tired of getting those letters in the mail being turned down for that new car? Due to bankruptcy, medical expenses, or divorce? Then look no further than Russell Barnett Kia. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Here at Russell Barnett Kia, we are your bank. Dial 931-455-6066 or visit us on the web at russellbarnett.com. And remember, we are the bank and we can help you. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Why buy anywhere else?
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. We've got the best dog ever. Kevin Whipple, how are you?
I'm doing good today. How about yourself?
Good to see you. Loving this dog. His name is Daryl. And how old is he?
He's about 8 weeks old at the moment.
And he is smelling fine. He doesn't smell like it. He's had a good bath. He's got a tail that just won't stop. Look at that. He's just so cute. I know somebody needs this dog, so call that number right now. He's ready to be trained, and he'll be a good pet for somebody.
He's already had his first set of shots too, so he's due for his next set next week. So. And
he's cutting his teeth. Do dogs cut teeth just like people, and do they need to chew stuff?
Oh yeah, they definitely teeth. They got special toys and stuff you can get for that. That's just for teething.
So that they'll be chewing.
And ice cubes are especially good too.
Yeah, this dog needs to be in a family that has some young children that want to grow up with a sweet dog.
Oh, yep. Definitely.
And you found him with a group, right?
Yeah, he was actually, what had happened with him, he was, there was a gentleman who was trying to bring us a litter of puppies, and unfortunately, he didn't want to wait on our officer to get back to do the form. And he ended up taking them off and dumping them. Well, they stayed overnight, and it rained, and it was cold and everything. Luckily, there was a person who had come up and told us, look, there's a litter of puppies out here. And we went out there and checked out, and it was the same litter.
And it's amazing that they survived.
It is.
As cold as it was. Were they huddled up together?
They were all huddled together in a box. I mean, they weren't even in a box.
Yeah.
So,
well, all you have to do is call that number or go by the pound as long as this little dog is there. Somebody, I think, is going to zap him up. He seems healthy. How much food does he eat every day?
Oh, he probably eats his share.
Yeah. How many of this group do you have?
Well, he's the last one.
He's the last one. Okay.
We're still trying to find a home for him. So there were 6 others, and they got homes already.
No, that's good. So, and you said he'd been staying with the vet.
Yeah, he'd been staying over at Dr. Winley's office.
Dr. Winley has taken good care of him, obviously.
Yep.
So he's already had all the shots.
Yep, he's had his first set.
And so he just has to be neutered?
Yeah, and with the $35 adoption fee at the animal shelter, you'll get a certificate to take him and get him neutered for free.
And how old does he need to be?
It depends on the vets. Some say you can do it as early as 3 months. Others want to wait till they're 6 months. It just kind of depends on what vet you use. So,
and maybe the situation around the house.
Yeah.
And obviously we need to remind people to put the dogs up and not let them out in the cold at night. They need to have shelter.
Yep.
I guess they don't necessarily have to be inside a house.
No, they do have to have a dog house if they're going to be outside.
I mean, your home.
Yeah, they don't have to.
They need a house, but not necessarily inside your house.
Right.
But he looks like he could be a fine house dog too.
If you do got a dog outside, put some straw or some cedar chips or something in it to help keep them warm. So.
Do y'all have any fundraisers coming up? anytime soon?
I don't think we have any that I know of. If you do want to keep updated, just keep up with us on the Facebook.
Or
Facebook. You can call us either way.
If you have some extra dog food to drop off, please take it by the shelter.
Yep, we can definitely use it.
And there's all, like this little thing, what kind of dog food is best for him?
He would eat just the regular puppy chow, Purina puppy chow, pedigree, anything like that.
Do you feed puppies twice a day, or do you
we try to feed everybody twice a day.
Okay.
So yeah, he eats about 2 to 3 times a day, just kind of depending on the schedule and where we're going. So
you have to always make sure they have fresh water. I know that, because animals drink more water than you might realize.
They drink a lot.
I have a cat, and I know that from that. And he seems healthy. That's what I love. I love this energetic dog. He looks like he can wind himself up with his tail. It's so busy.
He could if he wanted to.
I do hope somebody will take this puppy. He is so precious. And there are so many animals out there that are hurting for a home. And obviously, my favorite Super Bowl commercial was the one with the dog, and that was sweet. And I'd say, all you have to do is look at a bunch of pups and you can be happy. It's over. It's done. Kevin, we got to go.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for coming. Thanks, Daryl. We love you. You're fine. We'll be back.
Looking for a unique gift for someone special, or perhaps something just for yourself? Then you need to check out Grady Mac Denim Company, right here in the heart of Tullahoma. Grady Mac features the full line of men's and women's Lucky brand apparel. Stop in and check out our denim production line. Grady Mac offers a full line of outdoor sporting apparel and much more. And check out our custom fly fishing equipment, fine art, and signed sports memorabilia. There's something for everyone at Grady Mac Denim Company, the most unique store in Tullahoma.
We get closer to a world with more birthdays. When we take cancer patients by the hand, we help them find answers and guidance and hope, and give them more candles to light. We're the American Cancer Society. Help create a world with more birthdays at morebirthdays.com.
Serving you as a local firefighter.
Proudly served our country in the United States Air Force.
Serving Tullahoma.
Helping our kids.
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop. Your comfort is our service. We'd like to thank Tullahoma for the privilege of serving your heating and cooling needs.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us now Fran Barber, who from the from the Coffee County Senior Citizens. We were just talking. Fran's still in the midst of all this flood that you had over there. When was that?
October, before Halloween.
Yeah. Oh my
Well,
goodness.
we've had some problems with insurance and the contractor. Let me just kind of update you on they had to redo the floors. The contractors came in and they put wax. I will tell you this. They put wax down on the floors that the floors had been laid, and been there a while. They came in and waxed the floors without cleaning them. So we have to redo that. They have to be, the wax has to be stripped and they have to be cleaned and then put down, And then the painting is done by the contractor. That insurance covered it. And then the some volunteers there had been painting the walls and doing the work that they could do, but that was the cleaning the floors and waxing and replacing them. Pool room floor still has not been replaced. You can already smell mildew, so we've been fighting with the insurance company to cover that. Also the card room. You remember this was ankle deep, and it was over a weekend.
Right.
So you can imagine the mess.
And this occurred because a pipe busted somewhere,
yes,
right?
Yes. And it ran all weekend.
Yeah.
And it didn't just run, it gushed across the wall.
Oh, yeah, and you can imagine what
it was gushing, yes. Yeah. But we're, the baseboards, some of the baseboards, after they replaced the baseboards, they came loose, and so the contractor had to come back and redo them in some spots.
Right.
Okay, because you don't want the baseboard hanging.
You guys are just out of business.
There are a few that are playing cards over at D.W. Wilson because of insurance issues. We can't go someplace else like a church or someplace like that, schools, unless we have $1 million policy to cover it.
Right.
And to cover us. But no, it's very frustrating. But in Manchester is going gung-ho.
Yeah.
Our center at Manchester. Okay, they're having, this Friday, they're having Black History. I've got to read this because I can't remember.
Okay.
Black History at noon. They have a display, they have books in the lobby. Brenda Cannon is the speaker, and then Jewel Dillard, one of the members, is going to recite a poem she learned in school.
Oh.
Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Still knows that. Then
I'm impressed because I don't know that I can remember a poem.
Let's see. I remember reading what is it, Jane and Dick and Spot was the dog. That's about it.
Right.
A Valentine party, and we're all invited to that. All seniors invited to that. Friday the 13th. Bad day, but well, not really. Billy Kitchens is going to be entertaining, and the music is 50s, 60s, and country, so something for everybody. And they have a spaghetti dinner, and you can dance. Space is limited to dance, but you can dance. So it sounds like we're going to have a good time.
Yes, absolutely. And how does that work? Now, if you belong to the Tullahoma Senior Citizen, you can use the one in Manchester as well.
Oh, of course you belong to. Coffee County Senior Center is Tullahoma and Manchester, they're one.
Right,
okay? They're just kind of so Manchester doesn't have to travel so far.
Sure.
And they've had one, they had one in Pocahontas, and we had to close it because of funds. And this one is still going, and they're doing very well, still active, and they have a lot of activities, and they have quite a few people that come there. So, everybody 50 and older can come to either one. If you go to one, you can go to the other.
Right. Okay.
It makes you a member of both places.
I see. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys have a lot of fun.
Yes. It's keeping active and keeping your brains going and keeping your bodies active. And when you retire, you're not supposed to sit down in a rocking chair.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And you were talking about keeping your brains active, and it sort of looks like to me that your activities at these centers are geared toward that, to keep people mentally
they play card games,
alert.
Play mind games, they play board games, and it's not just all about games. They do exercises, they have special activities, and like Valentine's and Christmas and Black History. We celebrate all those.
You guys used to travel a lot. I guess you still do.
Yes, not as many people travel now, but Paul Fuller, our president, does do trips. And we used to be able to take the vans and do small local trips, and we can't do that anymore.
Is that an insurance issue?
That's an insurance issue if you go out of state.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, still lots of fun things going on.
But we still have transportation. You can go to doctors in Nashville and Murfreesboro, and you just have to call 24 hours ahead.
Right.
And it's not just for seniors anymore.
And this is really, and a lot of people may not know about the public transportation aspect of this, but and it's very economical, best I remember.
It is.
Tell us about
it is. The transportation, they pick you up, take you to the grocery store locally, they take you to the doctor, any chemo or dialysis, but you need a call. And it's not just the seniors, as I said. You can call and get a take a doctor's appointment. You can go to the grocery store, do your shopping, and do things like that. If you can't drive.
Right, exactly. And folks, there's no need of you sitting home and needing to go to these places, because I guess it's not commonly known that the area has a public transportation system. But
yeah, we try to get it out there, and it is Tennessee public transportation.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. What about the reopening of the center in Tullahoma? What is the schedule?
We were doing it in January. We were going to do it in February. We're hoping to be in by the last of February, but we're not sure. But you know, it's seniors. Please don't get discouraged.
Yeah.
We will be open.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's not it's through no fault of our own. Some seniors are getting really upset, but it's through no fault of the senior center. It's the insurance and the contractor.
Right. Well, this you guys suffered some major damage.
Oh yeah.
Going on over there.
A little water can go a long way.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Yeah. So anyway.
But we'll be back.
Hopefully the worst is over and they will be back.
You know how it's hard to get out of bed in the morning because you've been asleep all night. You've been, you know, you ache. After you get older, you ache and you say, "Oh, I don't want to get up." Well, when you get up and move around, you feel better, right?
Sure.
Okay, that's the same thing at the senior. You don't feel like going, you go and you'll feel better.
Well, as I said, the worst is probably behind you now, and it's going to get better very, very soon. Fran, thank you so much for coming.
You're very welcome.
Always nice to see you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back, folks. We're right after these messages.
Take your medicine? Oh gosh, I forgot it. Her nurse. You need a claim number? Her personal assistant. Let me just grab her housekeeper. Her cook. Her accountant. When I started taking care of Mom, I didn't realize the challenge of playing so many roles. But above all, I'm still her daughter.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving to connect with experts and other caregivers. Together we can better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this past Friday night at Tullahoma High School, it was homecoming for the basketball season, and the gym was full of little bitty girls in pink shirts and kings and queens. We're going to bring you a little bit of video about that, but before we do, I want you to remember Ray Price's album, Beauty Is. If you want to give your queen something wonderful for Valentine's that lets her know how much you love her, get this beautiful album of love ballads that Ray Price gave his wife before he died to show her for the rest of her life how much he loved her. Beauty Is. Ray Price is at Walmart, also at Hastings and Cracker Barrel, Amazon, or downloaded on iTunes. So give her the gift of love through music. Let's go to that video. All right, we're at Tullahoma High School, and it is homecoming night for the basketball team. And there's the court over there, and we'll have a little music playing right now. The band's playing up there.
The homecoming court will be preceded by the THS student body officers, Macy Marin as student body president, and Courtney Pross as student body vice president. Now it's time to introduce the 2015 basketball homecoming court. escort is Jackson McKelvey. Jackson is the son of Rachel and Richie McKelvey. He is a member of King's Cross Youth Group and enjoys hunting, fishing, and other outdoor activities. Sophomore attendant Aubrey Turner is the daughter of John and Christine Turner. Aubrey is a member of the cross country and tennis teams and performs with the THS Aristocats and attends World Outreach Church. Ms. Turner is accompanied by sophomore escort Andrew Nelius. He is the son of Andy and Sharon Nelius. Andrew performs with the THS Aristocats and is on both of the cross country and track teams. He also enjoys playing the drums. Representing the junior class are Ms. Turner Butod and Mr. Cody Stevens. Junior attendant Turner Butod is the daughter of Joey and Lana Butod. Turner plays on the THS varsity softball team, is a member of DECA and FCA, and attends King's Cross Church. The junior class escort is Cody Stevens, the son of Angela Maples and William Stevens. Cody is a member of the varsity basketball and baseball teams. He is also a member of DECA. Our honored senior class homecoming attendant and escort tonight are Brooklyn Welch and Gray Alexander. Miss Brooklyn Welch is the daughter of Stan and Brenda Welch. Brooklyn is a member of DECA, the THS swim team, and is president of the National Honor Society. She also plays the violin. Her post-high school plans are to attend Belmont University. Escort Gray Alexander is the son of Greg and Jada Alexander. Gray is a dual sport athlete, playing on both the THS football team and baseball team. Gray plans to attend Montville State Community College. 2015 basketball homecoming royal couple. The Tullahoma High School homecoming queen, Miss Katie Myers, and the homecoming king, Mr. Brandon Johnson. Miss Myers' parents are Jim and Pam Myers. Katie's many activities at THS include being a member of the THS varsity cheerleading squad, playing for the THS tennis team, and presiding as president of the Spanish Club. Katie's college plans include attending the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga to study physical therapy. Homecoming king Brandon Johnson is the son of Gary and Jennifer Johnson. He is a member of both the varsity basketball and baseball teams, FCA, and is a member of the Cedar Lane Youth Group. He plans to attend Harding University to pursue a degree in education. The THS student body president, Macy Marin, will have the honor of crowning our 2015 homecoming king. Congratulations, Brandon. The 2015 THS homecoming queen, Miss Katie Myers, will be crowned by THS principal, Miss Kathy Rose. Her sash, pin, and bouquet of a dozen roses is presented by Student Body Vice President Courtney Pross. Congratulations to Queen Katie and King Brandon. And now, Brandon will bestow the traditional homecoming kiss. We now present to you the 2015 basketball homecoming king and queen in their royal court. The THS Student Council thanks you for sharing in the crowning ceremony. The court will now step to the center for a group picture and then exit to the hallway. They will return to reign over the boys' basketball game from their seating in the student section.
Back for your king. Let's sit here. Okay, everybody. Got it.
At the time, maybe you were just building a bridge, a business, or a community. Maybe you were simply working for a home or a better tomorrow. At the time, you served out of duty and love of country. But in that time, we see a legacy created, an American dream lived. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma. is ready to help you live well.
There's no place like home.
Getting home safely is just a click away, and choosing the right seat for your little one's age and size will take you down the road to safer travels.
How can I ever thank you enough?
Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Have you heard that little voice that beckons you to come home to Tennessee? Well, here's your chance. Here's a property offered by its owner. It's 20 miles from the National Walking Horse Celebration grounds in Shelbyville, Tennessee, and only 10 minutes away from the Jack Daniel Distillery in Lynchburg. It's located at 769 Shipman Creek Road. This property has over a 5,300 square foot home on 45 acres, and a sprawling 200 acres is also available. Let's take a look at the house. Built in 1998, this home has 4 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. This home offers wide open views, featuring the main floor with over 2,700 square feet of living room, an eat-in kitchen, a formal dining area, and a massive 20 by 19 master bedroom with a master bath and fireplace included. There is craftsmanship at every turn, solid cherry cabinets, built-in cherry shelves, and other solid cherry appointments. It's a 2-story home with 3 nicely sized bedrooms upstairs. Down a spiral staircase, the basement hosts a 40 by 40 den with a handcrafted bar. We're leaving the jukebox here, folks. The basement is a recreation room on steroids. There are too many closets to count and more than you'll ever need. There are so many places in this home to find peace that you'll seldom want to leave it. But when you do, you'll discover up to 200 acres of paved roads with city water. The property is quilted with streams, woods, ponds, and open pasture. The view from the porch alone is enough to say you're home. The property includes a 3-bay heavy construction shop and plenty of room to build stables and graze livestock. If Tennessee's been calling you home, start your journey by calling this number. A property like this comes on the market but once in a lifetime. We think you'll love it. We think you'll stay. This is a very real estate.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
You know, folks, it's a lot of fun to do what we do here because you never know who's going to show up. I pulled up today and there's a guy standing in the parking lot. Hadn't seen him in I don't know when. He's been on the road. He looked about halfway beat up. He come in here and his guitar, this Charlie Allen here, show him your guitar. Show him what happened to your guitar.
I broke it on. I broke it coming here.
Look here, turn it sideways. Look at his guitar. His guitar's broken all to pieces. And I thought this guy's my buddy. I hadn't seen him in a while. Need to bring him inside, get him a cup of coffee, and find out what's going on with him. And the more I talked, the more excited I got. This guy has got more going on than anybody I know of. Charlie Allen.
I appreciate it.
Good to see you.
Oh, man, it's good to be back, John. You got a big old record out there.
Traveling.
All over the daggone place, yeah.
Working.
Big time.
And, you know, I was talking a little bit earlier about my Ray Price cut. Charlie's he's busted into the top 10. Number 9 along with Tim McGraw and Jason Aldean and all those guys with your video.
Oh yeah, man.
Your American Farmer, your song The American Farmer.
It is awesome, man. When we shot the video, I mean, it was in Manchester, Tennessee. We did a really great job on it. And you just never know what's going to hit, you know, and it was the fastest song that I've ever wrote, and I co-wrote it with some good friends of mine. And Steve Pash, and I mean, it was just an incredible song. It's just one of those songs when I was hosting the show, The American Farmer.
You know, well, Charlie used to come in here years back, and he came in one day and he said, "John, I've got a problem." I'm getting ready to go to Florida and be the host of a show on RFD called The American Farmer.
Oh, the teleprompter. You gonna tell me?
He said, I don't know how to use one of those teleprompter things, and he said, can I practice on yours? So we have a makeshift teleprompter that we built here. Of course, we don't own one like the big guys do.
That's hilarious.
But Charlie came in here and we rolled the teleprompter for 2 or 3 hours.
You showed me a lot, I'll tell you that, because I had no idea what I had in store.
Well, the thing about it is, a lot of stuff's not hard, but you're uncomfortable because you've never done it before.
Well, it was, and I couldn't see it, you know. When I was doing the show, it was 10 feet away from me, and I couldn't see it. And then they come up with that little row where they got the cables, and it rolls right up there in front of you. And I was like,
this is good.
That's good.
So, you know, starting in Manchester, Tennessee, and around here, and kicking dirt with us, and all of a sudden you're hosting a show called The American Farmer. You've got a top 10 video about an American farmer. You're on the road traveling, doing shows, and writing a bunch. You're writing with people like Dave Gibson of Gibson Miller,
Johnny Garcia with Garth and Trisha Yearwood, and quite a few great writers. Steve Dean. I mean, just so many doors have opened for me, John, and I can't thank God enough for it. I mean, it just keeps coming, you know.
Right. And Garcia's getting ready to produce a new album.
And that's the point. We're getting ready to do the record and trying to find the right songs. I mean, you know, you can have the great songs and you not even know it, you know. And you keep digging in the dirt and it's already there in front of you.
Well, when you get that new album out, and that money starts rolling in, baby.
I'm going to get it this time.
Are you going to buy a new hat?
No. I got a Band-Aid on my hat. You see that right there? I got a Band-Aid on that hat.
That's Charlie Allen hat right there, if I've ever seen it.
I tell you what, though, I've got a...
Yeah, tell us about your new logo.
I've got a new logo. It's a cross with the guitar. I meant to wear the necklace this morning, but I forgot about it, and it's called The Strings to My Heart, and it's a really cool thing. We're making the new necklaces and bracelets and rings, and it's really getting ready to take off.
Are you going to have like a ball cap with that on the top of it? That'd be great.
And
I love that.
It was a pleasure to know that Johnny, Garcia was wearing it out on Garth's show. I thought that was really cool. And Trisha's show. Yeah. She's just a sweetheart. I mean, they're just down-to-earth people. And it's just, I mean, it's been coming, John. It's been a long time.
Well, that's great. That is just wonderful.
And you've had a lot of great success.
Well, I've had a little something happen.
Well, a little okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see, but, you know, it's funny how all that works. What that does is having that kind of access opens the door to. And, you know, the problem out there is, you know, there's a bunch of great talent. There's Charlie Allen's out there, there's John Gray's out there, but very seldom does the door open for them. You know, I mean, really. Ooh, you have to be in the right place at the right time, but once it does open, you need to take advantage of it, and you know, you need to have your stuff.
You know, you really do, and people don't realize, as an artist, I mean, you know, you make a CD, there's so much more than just making a CD. You have to promote that CD, you have to pick the right people to be in your circle to make it happen. And that's what me and my partner did on The American Farmer. We had some great people that was behind it.
Good. Yeah, that's good.
It was played, I don't know how many times on TV. I was so excited about it and what to say, you know.
Right. Oh, right.
You work on these other songs and you're like, wow, and you take something like that and it just takes off, you know.
Right.
So I was really...
Well, I'll tell you what I want you to do. See if you can put that guitar back together.
I'll see if I can.
Look at it. But look at that. Come in here with the guitar busted half in two.
Boy, if you don't,
and all you got to do is snap it back together like that.
Yeah.
Now, do you have every time you take it apart? Do you have to retune it?
Probably. I'm gonna do.
You gonna play us a new one?
I'm gonna do one that we wrote. Dave Gibson and Johnny Garcia and I wrote this song, and we come up with a great title called "God's Taking Pictures Tonight. I Hope He Gets My Good Side."
God's taking pictures tonight. I hope he gets my good side.
Charlie Allen.
You know I stray a little far away from the good book. Played around and done some things I ain't too proud of. For every wrong I've done, I hope I do a little more right. And I sure hope he sees it that way tonight. 'Cause God's taking pictures tonight. Lightning flashing across the midnight sky. He's got a panoramic view of everything in sight. Yeah, God's taking pictures tonight. I hope he gets my good side. I was pushing 9, headed out to the 5 and dime. Stole a G.I. Joe, had to take it back 'cause it just didn't feel right. We were up rowdy as hell. Ended up one night in Coffee County Jail, drinking and thinking I was cool and bulletproof. Oh well, I hope he didn't get a shot of that. God's taking pictures tonight. Lightning flashing across the midnight sky. He's got a panoramic view, and it's all in black and white. God's taking pictures tonight. I hope he gets my good side. Here we go, John. He's got a photographic memory. Maybe if I'm lucky, he might forget some things. Oh, what do y'all think? God's taking pictures tonight. Lightning flashing across the midnight sky. He's got a panoramic view, and it's all in black and white. God's taking pictures tonight. Yeah, God's taking pictures tonight. I hope he gets my good side. I hope he gets my good side. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate that. Hey, I love that hook, don't you?
God's taking pictures tonight.
I hope he gets my good side, you know?
Yeah, because there's a chance he might the other side might show up.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
That's great, Charlie. I'll tell you what, I'm so proud for you and happy, you know.
Well, man,
things are going good for you, and you're around some good people, and you know that's the whole thing. And like I said earlier, and for all these young people out there who work hard to try to get things done, you know, just keep working and polish your craft. And one day when the door opens up, you need to be prepared with your material to make your statement.
You know what it is?
It might not open but once.
Exactly, John. And a lot of times, I mean, I wish people would respect musicians and songwriters more. I mean, I don't know if you understand this or not, but when you go to download a song and you brag about it getting it for free, you're taking the roof off of somebody's house in Nashville.
Sure.
And
well, not necessarily in Nashville,
I mean, like
wherever they are.
In the performances anymore, people, you know, I mean, you don't go sit at a desk all day and get nothing. You know.
Well, I have. But that's not what I'm saying is that's not what you try to do.
No, I wish people would appreciate the entertainers a little bit more and listen. And the thing about it is, we all have to live. We have kids. We have to feed our kids. We work just like everybody else does.
Right.
And I would appreciate it if people would look at it more as, you know, instead of going and downloading the song for free, saying, like I'll do a big show and they'll say, I done got your record offline, I got it off for free.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say to that, John? And how many people?
That's when God just turned the camera off. Because what he's gonna see out of me ain't gonna be my good side.
No, but what I'm saying is, I mean, I wish you know what I'm saying.
I know
how many times, like we was back there talking about some records we've been on, and you know, waiting on the checks, and the checks ain't
don't
there.
Come.
And we all work.
Somebody else got that money.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
Or there is no money because somebody ripped it off of YouTube.
Well,
for free.
I can't say anything about, you know, like I said, they all got families, they all got to eat.
That's right. All the writers, the singers, the producers, the publishers,
you know, and it's a great
record label people, you know, that's how they all make their living. And let's don't, you folks out there, be the death of music, be the life of it, buy what you listen
That's
to.
a great line. That's a very true line right
Charlie
there.
Allen.
Thank you so much, John. Love you too.
You just keep checking in, and let's finish that. Let's finish that song.
I can't wait to do the video.
We're gonna have a Charlie Allen, John Gray song on that album.
I'm telling you, we got one working. That's for sure.
Don't we, buddy?
That's for sure.
Right. Folks, we'll be right back.
So much.
Hey, Charlie, how can they find you online?
Just go to Charlie Allen YouTube.
Okay.
And then Charlie Allen Greater Songs.
Greater Songs and whatever. All right, my friend Charlie Allen. Folks, we'll be right back. Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat. You know, they do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the Paint Works at 1960 North Washington Street and you see David Heikkinen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
All right, we're out in the hall at the 2015 Chamber of Commerce banquet. They're looking at the live auction items and different things that'll be going on tonight. There's Hunter. How you doing, man? All kinds of folks here looking at what they can bid on.
membership celebration banquet. It is a wonderful turnout we have tonight. It is great to see so many new faces in our business community mixed with those who have been a part of the Chamber for many years. So I hope that everyone will enjoy your evening. You provide us with your name and your cell phone number, and we'll be glad to notify you.
It's always a great day to be in Tullahoma, and this is another one of those great days. The Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce is committed to the business community. Our focus is on helping our members through innovative programs, advocacy, networking, and educational opportunities. The Chamber unites hundreds of businesses, professional firms, community organizations, and individuals under a common focus of business promotion and business betterment. I want you to join me in welcoming to the stage our 2014 Chamber President, Jamie McNabb. So tonight, I have that traditional plaque to thank Jamie for her service, for loyal and dedicated service to the officers, board of directors, and our membership. I present this plaque to Jamie McNabb.
Yes, Tullahoma is Tennessee's rising star, and I am glad to be a part of it. While much has been accomplished in 2014, there are many opportunities that lie ahead. I am confident that our new president, Mike Norris, will bring the leadership and direction for a very successful 2015. So I want to say thank you for allowing me to serve as your 2014 Chamber President. At this time, I would like to ask Chelsea Doherty of Lester Green and McCord to come forward, please. It says the President's Award in recognition of outstanding participation and service to the officers, board of directors, and membership. Chelsea Doherty, 2014. Without further ado, it's time for me to hand the microphone over and introduce our 2015 Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce President, Michael Lee Norris.
Good evening. And can you believe it's 2015 already? 2014 just flew by. And for a lot of us that happens, especially when you get a little older. The days just pass so fast. But for one of us in the room, and I'm going to deviate from my speech a little bit, but for one of us in the room, 10 years have passed by. So Diane, would you come up, please? We have a little plaque to give you. Diane will be celebrating her 10th year this February in service to the Chamber. So the plaque says, in recognition of outstanding participation and service to the officers, board of directors, and membership, Diane Bryant, 10 years service.
Thank you. The next award I would like to present is the Extra Miler of the Year Award. It's designed to recognize and pay tribute to individuals or groups in our community who perform their jobs or volunteer in the community. We work with many talented people during the year at the Chamber, but the individual we are honoring tonight has stepped up to serve the community and serve the Chamber on many occasions. The 2014 Extra Miler of the Year Award is Lisa Claudio of Graphics on Demand. The next award is the Rising Star Award. It was created 2 years ago when it became so obvious to our executive board that we had a diverse array of volunteers and new volunteers that were supporting the Chamber. It's all about new, not necessarily young, and we wanted to recognize those people who were showing great potential and contribution to our community. I'd like for you to help me congratulate Danielle Middleton of U.S. Bank, who is our Chamber's 2014 Rising Star. I'd like for you to help me congratulate Danielle Middleton of U.S. Bank, who is our Chamber's 2014 2014 Rising Star. Citizen of the Year. There's a rare and special quality in the way some people live. However busy they may be, they still have time to give. The 2014 Citizen of the Year recipient has served this community in many capacities for many years. This is another person who has chosen to make Tullahoma home. This individual has served as president of such organizations as the Chamber, the Tullahoma New Rotary, the Tullahoma Education Foundation, just to name a few. This individual has served on the UTSI Support Council, the Tullahoma School Board, and Motlow College Foundation. This individual is continuously working to make Tullahoma a regional leader in medicine and in finance, and serves on the boards of Hardin Regional Medical Center and Southern Community Bank, as well as Partners for Healing. We honor him tonight for the blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into the resurrection of Northgate Mall and Cherokee Square Shopping Center. Please join me in congratulating Joe Lester, the 2014 Citizen of the Year.
I'm so flattered, I'm so honored. Been a part of this community, as Diane mentioned, 39 years. Love Tullahoma. I have loved and enjoyed being a part of everything that I have gotten my foot into. And let me tell you something. You're looking at a man that has married up. And watching Lester stand up, that's the better half of my relationship. Thank you, man, right there. Everything I've done and succeeded at is so powerful. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of this, man.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
I am so glad you decided to hang around. Hi, Rosie.
Hey.
I've got Rosie Graham with me today, and we are here to talk Playhouse.
Absolutely. What else do I talk? No.
I love the idea of this play, Dearly Departed.
Well, I wanted to come and at least let people know that the second play of the season for the Community Playhouse is Dearly Departed, and it is really, really a funny show. It is not something that you necessarily have heard of, but it is so backwoods, and it's so Southern, and it's so about it's just a fun show. You will laugh your head off.
I saw it a long time ago, and I'm anxious to see it again.
Yeah. Well, I love the premise of it is
the patriarch of the family falls dead, and they have to all come back together to bury him. Now that sounds morbid. It's hysterical because it's a just really dysfunctional family.
Well, and like many of us are.
Yes. I mean, the wife wants to put mean and surly on his tombstone,
right.
you know, so you're going, okay, there's the start, you know.
Who's directing this?
Morgan Underwood is directing.
He does a good job.
He does.
Yeah.
He's a young fella from Normandy, Tennessee. He's done a lot with the Playhouse, and he's done a lot over in Manchester and in Shelbyville.
Right.
So,
he's well renowned for his work.
He is.
I know that it'll be fun.
Oh, it will be.
I guess it's a fairly big. Well, it's
a medium-sized cast,
yeah.
Probably about 15 people,
yeah,
which is big for a small, for a non-musical.
Just a straight play, yeah.
But and he's got people from Shelbyville, from Manchester, from Tullahoma, from Normandy.
And when does this open?
It opens
next weekend.
Next weekend, Friday the 13th. Hey,
oh, well.
A great night to go. A fun. I mean, you know, so Friday the 13th.
And it goes 2 weekends.
2 weekends, and it will run Friday, Saturday, and Sunday afternoons. And
is
the
that
evening
still at 2 o'clock? The matinee?
Yes, the matinees are at 2. The evening performances are all at 7:30.
Okay.
It's at South Jackson. They're going to put it at South Jackson Civic Auditorium. That's the venue for it. So, you know.
Do we need to give the ticket prices?
I will give the prices, and I'll let you know how to get them.
Okay.
You can go. Okay.
Sounds good.
The ticket prices are for a straight show like this, $15 for regular adults, 13 seniors and students.
Does that mean I'm not a regular adult?
You're not a regular adult. Neither am I. We get in for the senior citizen price of $13.
Isn't that good?
And children $10. So it'll be.
And
worth
we
it.
need to put the phone number up.
Well, actually, I want to tell you that you can go online to our website, www.communityplayhouse.org. And you can go on and buy your tickets there.
And you can pick out your seats.
Yes, you can go pick seats out and pay for the tickets and print them on your, print them off your printer.
So you don't have to get in line.
Do not have to get in line.
That's a wonderful way to do it.
So, but if you don't want to do that, if you're uncomfortable with that, you do have to put a credit card on to do that. So if you're uncomfortable with doing that, even though it's very secure, then you can call our number. It's 455-0620. And that you'll get a reservation. You'll get a message actually. You'll leave your message, and our ticket person will call you back, and we'll make sure you get tickets the best you can get.
Well, I think it's going to be a fun. Do you know any of the people in it?
I do.
It's all right if you can't remember everybody.
No, I
I've
can't remember everybody, but
cast.
it is. Amy Swanson is playing kind of the lead female, and
that's all right.
Anyway, Amy's from here, and Black's from Tullahoma, and she is in it. She's done this show before. Morgan's in it, and he and his wife are both in it. So it's really.
It's a good cast.
It's a good cast.
A strong cast.
Mm-hmm. It's a strong cast.
So get your tickets and bring a friend.
Please do. I mean, bring several friends. I think we'll have room for you if you want to come.
Well, Rosie, they're about to cut us off.
Oh, no.
Any last words?
Last words is support us. Come to the community playhouse, really.
And learn how to take care of your dearly departed.
Amen. Which we will all be someday.
We'll be back with more.
Thank you.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever, you'll be holding me to.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is, The Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is the Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you or at crackerbarrel.com.
A world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. And signing up for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk will help us get there faster. The American Cancer Society invests in groundbreaking breast cancer research, and we're part of every community. In fact, 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to us for support. Sign up today at makingstrideswalk.org. Together, we can finish the fight against breast cancer.
All right, folks, welcome back. When I get the rest of my head, I'll finish talking to you. There I am. Having the big head's one thing, but you're not supposed to slice it off, Julia.
Sorry.
And speaking about Julia, I'm here with Julia Mays right now, and you're here today to talk about several things, and most of it has to do with cancer support.
Yes.
I do believe.
Yes. So
you also have are in hospice work.
Yes.
At Hospice Compassus?
No, well, not anymore.
What's the name of it now?
I did. I was with Hospice Compassus for about 7 years.
You left that?
Right?
When did you leave that?
Signed the papers about last June. Yeah.
Why didn't I know that?
I don't know.
Why didn't I know that? Well, I didn't know that. So I'm
involved on the board.
You're on the board. Well, see, I know you still had something
Hospice
to do
of the
with
Highland Rim Foundation.
There you go. And so we're talking about, hospice and end of life and cancer stuff and Gilda. All kinds of good stuff. What's going on? I know you're here on a mission because you always are, and you're so dedicated. And has been through so much yourself, and I'm so proud of you. Folks, I tell you what, I tell her all the time, this is one of those people that garner all my respect for what she's done with her life and how she's treated her life and the things she's gone through and the way you've helped other people. And that's what you're trying to do right now.
Yeah, thank you.
What are we doing?
Well, stirring around in my heart for so many years has been this emotional support that we received when my husband was sick. He was diagnosed with a brain tumor in 1999, and we were living in California then, and before we even left the hospital, they told us about an emotional support group called the Wellness Community. And it's for people living with cancer, for emotional support. My husband would go to a group, and then I would go to a separate group for caregivers. And so we did that for a while we were out there, and then we moved home in 2000 to Tullahoma to be near our family and our friends. And so when I was coming back here, I said, oh, well, where's the closest the Wellness Community? And they said, oh, let me check. They checked. It was in Knoxville. And I was like, oh, well, that's not real convenient. That's about 3 hours. So the first day that we went to my husband's, Stephen Logan's, treatment, the chemo treatment, we were sitting there at Vanderbilt, and over on the little counter was one of these little brochures, and it was like, oh my gosh, that's why there's not a wellness community, because there's a Gilda's Club in Nashville. And so Gilda's Club is named after Gilda Radner. This was her book that kind of talks about the whole thing. She ended up going to the wellness community in California, and there was nothing like that in New York where they lived, Connecticut area where they were, she and Gene Wilder. And so anyway, after her death, he went to New York, opened the first Gilda's Club. So based very much on the same thing the wellness community does, nonprofit. And so I always have thought that it would be so good for us to have something like that here. My husband, it was too much for us to go back and forth to those weekly groups. It was enough for us to go every 3 weeks for chemo.
Right.
That was about all we could do. But at some point along the way, I recognized that my children and we needed that.
Needed that support.
So his dad would come over, and we would go to Nashville every other week to participate in a group. They would have a group for my youngest son, who was 8, and then my older son, who was 12, 13, for that age range, and then for me. And then after Stephen died in May of 2001, then we moved over into their bereavement groups. You know, I just knew back then that there are so many people that don't have access to that. They can't drive to Nashville to do that. And I've always seen the need for our community and seen Tullahoma as a hub for this kind of thing. You know, that we could maybe have a clubhouse here one day. And so that is my dream. I've got together with a few people. We're working on that. And so we haven't filed yet for the 501c3, but we're not just talking about Coffee County, we're talking about 7 other surrounding counties that would maybe drive here and participate.
Well, it's a 20 or 30 minute drive instead of a 2-hour drive.
Exactly. And in Nashville, they have, this is a calendar, for instance, for December, all kinds of groups for children, for the adults. They even have like cooking classes, Tai Chi, you know, all kinds of things like that. And so in 2009, Gilda's Club and Wellness Community merged.
Okay.
So they're under the group called Cancer Support Community, based out of DC, nonprofit. And you can go on that website. Well, I saw on the website one day about this No Evidence of Disease. It's a documentary about cancer surgeons.
Okay.
And about how these cancer surgeons got together. They operate from the belt down, so ovarian, cervical cancers, that kind of thing. They didn't feel like that they had gotten much attention with that. So they made this, really they just came together as a group, and formed a band. And as actually kind of as a novelty for their peers. Well, it got to be so much of a success that they made this documentary, and so they just realized the relationship that they had with their patients and music was powerful. So I thought it'd be fun to bring this film here. It's going to be on the 24th of February, Tuesday night. If we sell, we have about 71 more tickets to sell by the 16th.
And what's the ticket price?
$12.
$12, and where do they buy them?
Well, we have information here, and I've got these flyers that I can pass out. It's www.tugg.com. We're gonna have to post this on your website, can we?
Yeah, sure.
Or put it on there.
Sure.
It's a lot to remember. Or you can contact me, Julia Logan Mays, and my cell phone is 931-273-7300.
Now, and where will this show?
Regal Cinemas.
Regal Cinema.
They're premiering all around the country.
So we're trying to get 71 more tickets at $12 a piece to where this can be shown right here in Tullahoma at the Regal Cinema, and they can call you, and they can call here. If you want to, you know, you can call our answering service. You can call me, John Gray, at 581-5238 and say you want a ticket. Give us your name and let us know. We need to get this done. We need to make sure that film is shown here in this town and help this gallant, wonderful lady and help her and support her in bringing a Gilda's House to Tullahoma.
Thank you, John Gray.
Much.
I'll have a few of those posters at Clayton's and couches.
Clayton's and couches, and I'll put one on the door outside the studio.
Okay.
Okay? We love you.
Love you.
Come back soon.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Are you tired of getting those letters in the mail being turned down for that new car due to bankruptcy, medical expenses, or divorce? Then look no further than Russell Barnett Kia. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Here at Russell Barnett Kia, we are your bank. Dial 931-455-6066 or visit us on the web at russellbarnett.com. And remember, we are the bank and we can help you. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Why buy anywhere else?
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network. Okay, folks, welcome back. I'm delighted right now to be sitting up here on this stage with Greg and Peg.
All right.
It's the Greg and Peg show.
That's it.
And they're getting ready to go have a Valentine's extravaganza.
We love doing that.
At the Bell Buckle Banquet Hall.
I look forward to it every year.
And it's fun.
And I'm Peg, by the way. This is Greg.
Greg, yeah.
Just so you guys know out there. This girl comes every year. I look forward to having that band, that orchestra here with Peggy singing and everything, and it's just
South Jackson Street Band.
It's fabulous.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity to play there, and your guests are always fun, and the food is fabulous.
What's on the menu this year, Greg?
Well, we're going to have my special fried chicken this time.
Which is the best chicken I've ever eaten.
A lot of people have said that. You know, we don't serve it at the cafe. I just don't. We're so busy there. I don't have the fryers to keep up with it. But whenever we do these special events, I like to roll it out. And we're having smoked pork chops that everybody likes to come and eat.
Love them.
And then a plethora of salads and different things like we do on our buffets. You know, it's going to be really nice.
There's always desserts and there's coffee.
Yeah,
and
lots of
tea
desserts.
And real vegetables.
Yeah.
That's one thing I like about going to the Bell Buckle Cafe and to the banquet hall down there is you don't get a bunch of canned stuff warmed up. You get real vegetables, and they're prepared like your grandma would prepare them. And they have flavor, and they're fresh, and they're wonderful.
Well, thank you, John. I appreciate that.
The food's always great. I guess it'd be nice to put a phone number up.
Oh, well, we could.
A reservation number would be good.
931-389-0223.
Okay.
And that's the banquet hall.
That's the banquet hall. That's correct. And just call there for
you leave a message, and somebody will let you know.
Usually there's somebody there. If not, leave a message. We'll get back to you. I do want to mention real quick also, have a new radio show starting.
Oh, good.
On the Duck on Thursday night. We'll be over there. I think it's starting at 7 o'clock. You know, I got to get all my times right, but it's on the Duck here. And going to have Russ Taff as my first guest, and Tori Taff, who does the homecoming for Bill Gaither. She does all 3,500 of his radio shows, is partnered up with me on this thing. So we're doing it twice a month, and I'd like to invite everybody to listen to our first one on Thursday night. It's going to be a wonderful interview with Russ and Tori. And then we're going to have Valerie in a couple of weeks on the next one, I think.
You know, and for you folks who don't know, Russ Taff has won probably 6 Grammy Awards and 15 to 20 Dove Awards, and is one of the most fantastic, I don't want to say gospel, but it's
he's a gospel.
He's gospel.
He started out with the Imperials, which was Elvis's old group, and went from there, and the X is there.
All right, the X is there. We got to go. Watch the radio show. Go to the Bell Buckle Banquet Hall for the Valentine's Dance, and go to Jay Gregory's Bell Buckle anytime you want. Southern Charm, all of them.
Lots of stuff happening in Bell Buckle.
We'll see you next time.
Come on down.
Good night, folks.
Bye-bye.